My black father, it was bizarre. It was, I mean, it's more accepted now, but it's still something where if people can't put you in a box, they start to feel a little nervous. And I think that's been like a reoccurring theme, you know, in my life, certainly, and definitely in my career.
At the age of 4, a startling discovery. The voice had begun to emerge.
My mom, you know, tells a story of when she was singing Carmen in Italian over and over, and one time she did something wrong, and I was like 4, and I said, no, it goes like this, and she was like, what?
That was when her mother discovered she was pitch perfect and could imitate any sound she heard. She was like a human parrot, only with an incredible voice for a child.
What is so interesting to me is that your love of music was nurtured during a period of your life where you moved about a dozen times in a 13-year period. Things were pretty rough at home. What did you go without at home?
We went without a lot. Sometimes we had to live with friends. We had to live in situations that most people wouldn't think of as comfortable.
Like what?
Like one day, okay, we gotta go, so we just pack up and leave. And it motivated me in a lot of ways. It made me say, okay, I have to succeed because I don't want to live like this when I grow up.
In 1987, with a high school diploma and 17 years of opera, gospel, and R&B tutoring, Mariah Carey packed a bag and headed to New York City.
She wanted to be a superstar from a very young age. When did you hear her tell you for the first time, Sean, I'm going to get out of here, I'm going to make it big?
As long as I knew her, I knew that she was going to make it big. She didn't have any other choice.
Coming up, a Cinderella story, the emotions behind the making of Mariah.
I love you.
And later, the fairy tale marriage with a not-so-happy ending.
It was very much about don't do this, don't say that, look like this, look like that, don't sing this way, sing that way, and anything else you do is wrong.
We now return to People in the News.
In 1987, 17-year-old Mariah Carey left Long Island and headed to New York. Her dream was stardom. The wait wouldn't be long.
I think the audition was like about 4:35 in the afternoon. Mariah showed up about 1:32.
Just months after arriving, a want ad caught the teens' attention. 80s dance queen Brenda K. Starr was looking for backup singers.
And I asked her, well, why would you want to sing background for me? She says, well, honestly, I've taken my demo to several record companies, and they say that I have too much of a Whitney sound, and they won't give me a deal. And I was like, well, they're lost in my game.
She was really, really cool to me. She really treated me like a little sister, and she knew like that I didn't have a winter coat.
I bought her sneakers, I bought her boots, I bought her food, and I always try to give her extra money. She was like, no, it's all right. I was like, take it.
In the coming year, Mariah survived on those handouts. But all would change on a Friday night in November 1988.
I said, listen, I'm going to this party tonight. Do you want to come with me? Because there's going to be a lot of people in the industry. Just bring your demo, and I'll pass it on.
So I said, okay. I borrowed a dress from her. I borrowed everything. The only thing that didn't fit were the shoes.
It was a typical music biz get-together. And as Mariah eyed the free food, Sony Music's new president eyed the crowd. His name was Tommy Mottola.
Tommy Mottola was a 43-year-old record executive with incredible credentials, tremendous amount of respect. This is a guy that was famous in the mid-70s already as an up-and-coming wonderkin. He was a big, big deal.
He was like, who's your friend? I was like, that's Mariah Carey. She's my background singer. I was looking for a deal. She's talented. He said, and she's also beautiful.
So he gets into his limo, pops the tape in, starts driving back home, and realizes he's hearing something incredibly special, turns around, goes back to the party.
But we were gone. It's very Cinderella.
The mogul launched a massive search, and 48 hours later, Mariah Carey was seated in his office. Next to her, her mother. In front of her,